Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here. And I saw a commercial on TV recently that cracked me up. And I figured, you know what? We've talked about this in my Roman history course. And I thought, what I would do is I'd do a commentary on 2012. Because it's coming up. And everyone's talking about the end of the world. And let me tell you about the commercial first. The commercial is for a beer called Shock Top. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Shock Top it's my kind of beer. It's Belgian white. It's a little spicy orange beer. It's delicious. And this guy who's the main dude, like the narrator character guy, he's just like, the Mayans predict that the world's going to end in 2012, so grab yourself a Shock Top. It's really cheesy, but it's funny because these Mayan guys running around drinking beer and stuff. It's hilarious, at least I think so. But there is something that it's sort of a common thing in the history department. We kind of sort of joke about the Mayan thing. It's because of the fact that people are putting a lot of stock in this whole idea that these ancient civilizations were somehow like more in tune and wiser than us today, which I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Ancient civilizations were incredibly smart people. They were able to do stuff that we apparently can't do today, even with modern technologies. Pyramids, for example, is a prime example of an engineering feat that stumps current modern engineers. They're just kind of like, I don't know how they did that with chisels, sand, and hard work. And there's a kind of a funny t-shirt. It's really wrong, but I laugh every time I see it because it's a picture of the pyramid and it says slavery gets shit done, and it's like, oh. Now, of course, for those of you guys who don't know, the people who worked on the pyramids, maybe they were slaves, but the majority of those people were expert craftsmen. You can't have slaves achieve this sort of precision that the Egyptians needed. So just so you know, the historical record shows if there were slaves working on the pyramids, they weren't a lot of them. Most of those guys were experts at stone cutting. They were precision. It was a skill that required a lot of precision, and so most of those people were master craftsmen who worked on the pyramids. So that aside, the whole idea that the Mayans or any civilization have left us a warning. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when you sit down and think about it, you're like, okay, the Mayans left us a warning on their long count calendar telling us that the end of the world is coming on December 21st, 2012. They're telling us that. It's the same thing Nostradamus is warning us about future events. Now, it's up to us to decipher Nostradamus. It is up to us to decipher the Mayan calendar, and what does that actually mean? I mean, the Mayan calendar, yeah, the cycle ends, and to any normal person, any rational thinking person, you're like, okay, well, the calendar ends. Our calendar ends every year on December 31st, and it starts anew. So the idea that the historical thought and the archaeological thought is that the calendar is going to get to the end of its cycle and it's going to flip to a new age. Now there's some other people, there's some Native Americans who believe in the same sort of end of a cycle, and December 21st or this year in 2012 is going to bring the end of a cycle and bring us into a new world, in one world, and bring us into a new world. But my main focus on this commentary is not those theories that are out there. I like to entertain the theories because they're fascinating and they're fun to think about. It's like we live in this great time. I mean, not economically speaking. Economically speaking, we're in a really shitty time. But when you think about it, like, we've got the information age, we've got computers, we've got technology, we've got the internet, we've got all these wonderful things. We can do so much. Mankind is at this point in time where it could just like jump into a new level of being, with space technology, and just it's like it's on the cusp of something great. But the idea that, and I don't know why humans are fascinated with this, but but mankind is fascinated with the end of times. But the idea that the Mayans or any ancient civilization or any ancient people have left us things like, this is going to happen if you don't change your ways. That's ridiculous. And I say that not because I don't believe in the fact that that there are prophets out there, or that there are people who are leaving messages for future readers. The problem that I have with that is that mankind, people, are not that forward thinking. We don't give a shit about the people in the future. We care about us, the now, the then and the now. And the people who constantly write about Antichrist and whatever, when you look at the historical record, when you look at the things around that person when they're writing this stuff, they're clearly talking about somebody in their own time. But people, I don't know why, maybe it's because this is something we talked about in my Roman history class. We've gotten to a point in this, we're an affluent society, we don't have any external threats, so suddenly you see this birth of extremely orthodox religion, and you get into like fantasy religions and fantasies, and my professor made the correlation between aliens, space aliens, and our society, or evangelicals in our society. I mean, we're at this point where we've got more time to think about stuff, and so because we've got more time to think about stuff, we got more time to elaborate on this. You know, we're not focused on the day-to-day, let's get by, live, make it, have children, make sure the country and the population continues and the community grows. Now we're like, oh, okay, we've got a great country, we've got a population base that's going to sustain itself, and we've got time for other stuff. And so we indulge in these crazy fantasies. And to go back on the Mayans, it is an incredibly arrogant thing for us to be like, the Mayans are telling us something. Not people 50 years ago, or 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Us, right now. We're the most important people right now. And that's how everybody thinks, that they're the most important person at the time, and that nobody can be better than them. But you know what? History has shown great people come throughout the ages. Great things happen throughout the ages. I just think it's funny that there's this whole just societal belief in this concept of the world is going to end in 2012 because the Mayans said so. Their calendar, long count calendar, ends. You know, I don't know how you guys feel about it. This reminds me a lot of the Y2K thing. Everybody, when I was in high school, I was a junior in high school in the year 2000, 1999 year 2000. That was my junior year in high school, and people really thought that the computers were going to crash, that ATMs were going to start spitting out money, people were going to lose bank accounts, people were going to lose their shit, the power grid was going to go down, all this mayhem was going to happen. January 1st, 2000, boom, the world is going to just be a totally different place. January 1st came, nothing happened. There was like, I don't even remember hearing about any computer glitches or like people like, oh my god, my computer crashed on January 1st, and then it reboots up fine. You know, like that stuff, it just didn't happen. So I'm thinking 2012, same shit. We're going to go to bed December 21st, 2012. We're going to wake up December 22nd, 2012. The world's going to be here. Everything's going to be normal. And I know, the other thing that I know they're talking about is the planetary alignment. Now that I think is really funny in itself, because when you think about the physics of the universe, of our solar system, the idea that our entire our sun, and I think all the planets or whatever, are supposed to be lining up, they're going to line up for a split second because they're constantly moving. So they're going to line up, and they might be in alignment for whatever, an hour or whatever it is. But then we're going to be aligned with the galactic core. And then somehow that gravitational pull is just going to like tear everything apart. That's ridiculous. We are feeling the effects of the entire galaxy on us at all times. Why would suddenly, when you think of a void, a vacuum, why would suddenly all 9 planets or 8 planets plus the sun get into alignment? We already feel the gravitational pull on everything from every possible direction right now. Why would suddenly we get into an alignment and suddenly it's just going to be like, it's going to mess everything up? So basically, the point of this commentary is think objectively, not emotionally, about stuff when you're looking at controversial topics or things like this. Just entertain them, think about them as they are entertainment, but really sit down and think about just people. Like we're people and we behave in a certain way, and it's ridiculous. So anyways, guys, that's sort of my little topic on December 21st, 2012. You heard it here first. I believe we will be here on the 22nd because, damn it, I want to have Christmas. That's just my thing. Why? Who picks the world to end 4 days before Christmas? I mean, if the world's going to end, it's got to happen after Christmas. People want Christmas, damn it. Like gift giving, gift receiving. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll see you on December 22nd. Later.